Hey everyone, Adam Shaw here from Bravura Media Company. Today we're going to be talking about the history of the first Thanksgiving in America. We're going to show you vintage paintings referencing this, as well as a vintage map of the location of the first Thanksgiving. But before we do that, let's give you a brief background to this event and what happened. The first Thanksgiving was celebrated first in Plymouth, Massachusetts in 1621 by English Pilgrims as well as Native Americans from that area. The Pilgrims, as you know, arrived in the Mayflower on the Massachusetts shores. The feast lasted for 3 days and was attended by 90 Native Americans and 53 Pilgrims, which essentially gathered together to celebrate the first successful harvest. A large factor for the two groups of people, the Native Americans and the Pilgrims coming together, was a local tribal member from the Wampanoag tribe named Sqaunto. He essentially taught the Pilgrims how to catch eel, how to grow corn, and actually was an interpreter between the Native Americans and the Pilgrims as well. As Sqaunto developed a relationship with these Pilgrims, the local tribes in the area started becoming more comfortable with the English Pilgrims. One of the tribal leader of the Wampanoag actually offered and gave food to the English Pilgrims because the Pilgrims didn't bring enough food with them from England. So he actually gave them food on their first winter there to that location, and really helped them out. As I said before, the feast lasted 3 days. The first harvest in 1621. The exact date of the first Thanksgiving is still kind of unknown. There's some gray area, but they believe it's between September 21st and November 11th. As I said before, it included 50 people from the Mayflower that arrived on the Mayflower. 50 out of 100, because the other 50 actually stayed on the Mayflower and went back to England. Also, as I said before, the 90 Native Americans combined in that feast. The feast was produced and essentially cooked and brought to this feast by 4 adult Pilgrim women. Their names being Eleanor Billington, Elizabeth Hopkins, Mary Brewster, and Susanna White. Several of the young daughters and also the male and female servants helped out as well. And I actually have a written account from a Pilgrim attendee named Edward Winslow, and he actually talks about the feast itself. Let me read this for you. Here it is. Our harvest being gotten in, our governor sent 4 men unfouling, that so we might, after a special manner, rejoice together, after we had gathered the fruits of our labor. They four in one day killed as much fowl as with a little help besides served the company almost a week. That's saying something about their harvest and the fowl. I'm guessing that's referencing what they're getting all the food together. It took something like a week. Okay, now here's what it continues. At which time, amongst other recreations, we exercised our arms. Many of the Indians coming amongst us, and among the rest, among their greatest king, Maciot, with some 90 men. So they're saying 90 men joined our feast, whom for 3 days was entertained and feasted. They're talking about the 3 days of the entertainment feast, so the 90 men. And they were out and killed 5 deer, which we brought back to the plantation and bestowed upon our governor. So they're essentially saying we killed they're saying that the Indians killed 5 deer and brought it to the feast and contributed to the meal. I thought it's kind of jumbled speak. It's Old English, but certainly you can kind of see the account of the first Thanksgiving. I thought that was quite interesting. So I'm going to show you. We got the first painting right here. We kind of get an idea. Here's the second painting I have in our collection. You can see a few Native Americans right in here at the end of the table. Obviously, there were a lot more that were at this feast that are illustrated in this painting. There's only like a handful right there, and right there there's a lot more. We go back here. We can see some more Native American influence right here. A few Native Americans, amongst the colonists. Now, if we go to the map, so I did my research, and the actual first Thanksgiving feast is over here, transpired over here. When I looked up Plymouth Plantation, obviously they have a recreation of the village right over here, but I'm pretty sure that the feast happened right around here, because you have road systems, Plymouth Plantation littered all over the place. You got Plymouth Landing over here. I mean, just littered all over the place right here, just to the south of downtown Plymouth. And certainly, this is a 1910 map of Plymouth, Massachusetts, so it's a more relevant map. This is a Pilgrim monument right here. If we look at 7, Pilgrim monument right there. Pretty cool. Plymouth Rock. Where are you? 6 right there. You can see Plymouth Rock is 6. We can go right here. 6 is right here, right along the coast, where they found Plymouth Rock, and the Mayflower landed right here. So very, very cool that we get this perspective. I mean, several locations labeled, factories as well. You can see that's a factory as well. Some of the, let's see, Pilgrim Hall 5. I found this. Where did I find this? 5. I just saw it. Pilgrim Hall is actually a museum. Oh, right here. Okay, Pilgrim Hall is right here. It's by Court Street. This is actually a museum in reference to the landing of the Mayflower and the Pilgrim settling. So, pretty cool right there. And certainly, this is a great map. You've got lots of different illustrations and whatnot. Very great. I've said this before, and I've said it many times. These 3D representations are really, really amazing, just in the amount of detail and the perspective. So, as I said, the feast happened right over here by Plymouth Plantation, and yeah, I mean, just an interesting story of the beginnings of America and the colonization. Very interesting. So I hope you guys have learned something about the first Thanksgiving. I wish you all a very happy Thanksgiving when you get to wherever your destination is. Thank you for watching this video. If this is your first time watching the video, please subscribe to our channel. We love doing history, looking at old maps and vintage paintings. Subscribe to us. Leave us a comment if you have any questions about the first Thanksgiving or this map or the paintings. Definitely give us a like, share this video, and I will see everyone soon. You guys take care now. All right, bye.